Show that sum of the series c sin theta by 1 factorial plus c cube sin theta by 3 factorial plus c raised to 5 sin 5 theta by 5 factorial plus etc. is sin c sin theta cos h c cos theta. We call the given series as S, and we have to find the sum of the given series. That is, we wish to find out S. We have the corresponding C series by just replacing every sine term by cos. So we have C equals C cos theta by 1 factorial plus C cube cos theta by 3 factorial plus C raised to 5 cos 5 theta by 5 factorial plus etc. We evaluate C plus IS. We make use of Euler's identity wherever possible. We have cos theta plus I sin theta equals e raised to I theta when we group the first terms of C and IS. We have cos 3 theta plus I sin 3 theta replaced by e raised to I 3 theta by the application of Euler's identity when we group second terms of C and IS. Similarly, grouping the third terms of C series and I times S series, we can replace cos 5 theta plus I sin 5 theta by e raised to I 5 theta. Thus, we obtain C plus IS equals C e raised to I theta by 1 factorial plus C cube e raised to I 3 theta by 3 factorial plus C raised to 5 e raised to I 5 theta by 5 factorial plus etc. We have hyperbolic sine hx has the series expansion x plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial plus etc. This series is easy to memorize because we have sine x with the series expansion sin x equals x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus etc. In sin x, we have in the series expansion terms with alternate signs, but in the series expansion of sin hx, which is the hyperbolic sine function, there are no alternate sign changes occurring. All terms are positive. So sin hx equals x plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial plus etc. And if you replace x by c e raised to I theta, you have the RHS of C plus IS that we have evaluated, which can be written as sin h c e raised to I theta. We now replace e raised to I theta by cos theta plus I sin theta. Thus, we have C plus IS equals sin h c cos theta plus I c sin theta. We have sin hx can be written as minus I times sin ix, or we can write sin hx equals 1 by I times sin ix because we studied the standard relation. Sin ix equals I times sin hx, from where we have sin hx equals 1 by I times sin ix. Therefore, we replace sin h c cos theta plus I c sin theta by 1 by I times sin I c cos theta plus I c sin theta. We multiply I inside the brackets and we have sin IC cos theta plus I square C sin theta. We replace I square by minus 1 and we have the RHS 1 by I sin IC cos theta minus C sin theta. This function of sine is of the format sin A minus B, which we can use trigonometric identity sin A minus B equals sin A cos B minus cos A sin B, where A equals IC cos theta and B equals C sin theta. Applying the trigonometric identity, we obtain the RHS 1 by I sin IC cos theta cos C sin theta minus cos IC cos theta sin C sin theta. We now replace sin Ix by I times sin Hx. We have sin IC cos theta replaced by I times sin h c cos theta. Also, we can replace cos ix by cos hx. Therefore, we can replace cos ic cos theta by cos h c cos theta. Now, we multiply minus I inside the bracket. 1 by I go transform to minus I by just multiplying numerator and denominator of 1 by I using I. We get I in the numerator and I square equals minus 1 is obtained in the denominator, which can be written as minus I itself. 1 by I is equivalent to minus I. Now we multiply this minus I inside the square bracket to each term, and I square is replaced again by minus 1 so as to separate real and imaginary parts. Observe that the imaginary part in the RHS is cos h c cos theta sin c sin theta, and the imaginary part in the LHS is S, which is the sum of the given series. Thus, equating real and imaginary parts of LHS and RHS, we obtain S equals cos h c cos theta sin c sin theta.